Okay, so we're going to look at soaking a hoof or icing a hoof. If a horse has an abscess, the vet will tell you to do an Epsom salt soak to try to open the abscess and get it to drain. If you suspect any form of laminitis with your horse, icing the feet is the first emergency protocol for laminitis, and especially if you have to wait on a vet. So for soaking, which is something we have to do more often, hopefully we never have laminitis with our horses, but I'm going to show it with ice today because it's so hot. I just want to touch the ice. But this is the same system I use if I'm soaking a hoof or treating a hoof. There's different white line treatments where you have to leave the medicine on the foot for like 45 minutes. So this is a 5-liter IV bag that I just got from the vet. After, you can ask your vet to save you a couple of 5-liter IV bags when they're done with them. And then you just cut one end of the IV bag off, and that's what you're going to use as a soaking boot. You can buy soaking boots, but these are as durable as can be. They're easy on, easy off. They fit every horse because they're just a big bag. So Prima is going to demonstrate how to put an ice boot on your horse, right? So if you had a hoof injury, laminitis, some kind of swelling or heat where just from the fetlock, pastern, maybe the top of the hoof. So the first thing, whether it's ice or water with Epsom salts, you're going to get the bag on first. Oops. There we go. And it doesn't matter which way the bag faces. So if the horse worries about that, you can take your time with that step and not waste a bunch of products. If they're okay with that, again, I'm going to get my trusty duct tape ready. Always have lots of duct tape on hand, ice on hand. So this is just a bag of ice. And this is a super critical first aid if you have a horse that suddenly goes lame on both front feet, that starts rocking back, taking the weight off the front feet. Horses with metabolic issues, getting some ice on those feet can make all the difference in the early stages of laminitis. So I'm not going to fill this totally full. I'm just going to give you the idea. If it wasn't ice, I could take my mixture of water and Epsom salts, or I could pour Epsom salts in there and then pour water in. And once I have my treatment in, right, I'm just going to gather this up and I'm going to tape it just like that, right onto the hoof. And the IV bags are such thick plastic that even if you leave the horse in the stall with this on, they can move around. I wouldn't turn them out with this on ever, but they can move around in the stall and actually walk with that bag on. See if she'll walk for me with that on and we'll show. And the IV bags are thick enough, so if they're not sure about that bag on their foot and they don't like it, with enough duct tape, it's not going to come off. You can leave the ice on. They usually say an hour on and then an hour off. But that really cools down the hoof capsule if you have any type of laminitis. And then it's easy enough to take off when you're done. You just find the end of your duct tape. And I forgot to show, but usually when I put the duct tape on, the very last piece of duct tape I put on, I fold it so it makes a little tab, and it's easier to find when you go to unwrap it and take it off. But this doesn't tear the bag. You can just pull the duct tape right off. It unsticks, and you can get the hoof right out. Good girl, did that cool you down? I know. Ready to put it down my shirt. So that's how you can use an IV bag to soak the hoof or ice the hoof.